Go ahead and do your intro.
Hi guys, welcome to another DC Sports Rundown. We're your hosts. I'm John Breakdown.
And I'm Derek from Derek's Gaming Channel.
And I'm John Breakdown from John Breakdown Channel. John's Breakdown Podcast. Today we're actually going to be talking about a subject that is close to Derek Husk's heart. His hometown Maryland Terrapins are taking on the number one seed Kansas Jayhawks tonight, and a lot of hullabaloo has been made because of Mark Turgeon being a former player and a former assistant with them. Can the Terrapins get it done, and is Kansas primed for an upset tonight? So, Derek?
To me, this game is going to come down to defense. Because you got good scorers, but as Maryland showed against Hawaii, if we can't score, we'll shut you down on defense and make it close. Now, my thing is, I don't know how I don't know how Kansas's defense is, but Maryland, I have full faith that they will stop them many times, and hopefully we can get them in a little drought so we can get a couple points on, get a little feel-good moment, and pull away from there. But I have this game going into overtime. I just have a feeling it's going to be real close. It's going to get tied up with like 1 second left, and it's going to go into at least one, maybe two overtimes. And the people who are saying that they're going to get destroyed because Kansas is better, that's fair. You know, you have your opinion, but it's, to me, nonsense because Maryland has shown that if they can get it close, they will win, and they will win the majority of the time. Last year, 6-point games, we were 18-2. This year, we're pretty damn similar. So if we keep it close, I have a feeling we'll win. But if it's gonna go up and down the court, I believe Kansas will end up winning. But either way, it's gonna be a hell of a game tonight, and I can't wait. John, what's your opinion?
Well, I'm kind of torn because one, I don't like Kansas. I never have. I've never been a Jayhawk fan. I don't think that they're deserving of being on the number one seed this year. Yeah, their record's great. I mean, they're 32-4. Those are 32-4 or 5. They've only lost 4 or 5 games this year, but they haven't really played anybody big. They haven't played Oregon. They haven't played UVA. They haven't played North Carolina. They haven't played Duke. They haven't played Kentucky. They haven't played Indiana. They haven't played any strong teams. The only team that they played is Oklahoma, and they barely beat Oklahoma. And that was back in January.
Well, the question that stems from that, do you think Maryland or Oklahoma is better overall? Because that could be a little analysis onto who's the better overall team.
Well, overall, the two best teams in the tournament, top to bottom, are UVA and Maryland.
Now, is this talent-wise, like player names and just player skill?
Both.
Okay.
And also, I believe that they have two of the best coaches, besides Roy Williams and Jim Boeheim, to coach them. Mark Turgeon has done a phenomenal year with, he's had a phenomenal year in year 3 with the Terrapins. He's brought this program back. He's actually made it relevant again.
Exactly.
You kind of get this sense like how they were back in 2003 when they went all the way and they got it done. They have that amount of talent again, and they're that good.
And honestly,
like you were saying, if Maryland keeps this game close, my keys to victory for them, don't let up.
Exactly.
I don't care. I don't care if Meadows, fouls out or if someone fouls out. Find a way to keep your pedal to the metal.
And unfortunately, with the injury at the beginning of the season to Dion Wiley, that kind of removed a little bit of an option we had. But we, to me, haven't really missed a step. I know in a couple games that we've lost, it's hurt us, but this team is just so deep. And now, if they want to run the trap, we have a second point guard that can come off the bench. And that's what plagued us last year against West Virginia. They were killing us in that full court press.
And you see, Kansas kind of runs a similar offense like West Virginia.
Oh wow, those are pretty good teams.
But Maryland is just as good.
Yeah, this game it's. Let me see if I can find the line, like who's favored to win. I'm pretty sure it's Kansas that's favored to win, but let me see if I can find the exact line.
When you get ESPN, CBS, all these big cable networks, I think Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas is.
Obama picked Kansas to win the whole thing.
Yeah, Kansas is favored to win by 5.5 points. To me, that's not enough. If they are up 5.5 points with 3 minutes to go, Maryland will take that and we will win because of it.
Exactly. Because you guys relish the underdog role. You guys, this is your moment. This is Maryland's moment to prove that it's back and that it's back with a vengeance and that this is a program that is going to be reckoned with for years to come.
Yes. Now,
my key for Kansas is they need to shut Maryland down. They need to foul Mello, Stone, and Stone out early. If they don't, they're not going to have a prayer of beating Maryland. They're also going to have to play small ball against Maryland.
yeah. And
because Maryland has those big bodies that will shut you down in the paint.
Yeah, and the only team that we've had to play that we were considered small against was Purdue. And we beat Purdue.
Yes.
So,
Now, I know the Big Ten hasn't got much love in this tournament, especially with Michigan State.
oh yeah.
Losing early. But my pick tonight, I'm going to go with the hometown Maryland Terrapins, your Maryland Terrapins, and I'm going to say they win in double overtime, 75-70.
All right. I think it's going to be a single overtime, 69-71. I think Maryland is going to give it to Mello. He's going to do what Mello does. And we're going to stop him defensively when we need it and move on to play in the Elite Eight. Now, a question. If Maryland wins this game, do you consider them to be a Cinderella story?
Good question. Now, in some cases, in some people's eyes, they wouldn't consider Maryland a Cinderella story. Yet, I will. Because for the last since 2000, up until last year, they hadn't made the tournament. They haven't been in the NCAA tournament whatsoever since 2003 until last year. Mark Turgeon's second year. If I'm not mistaken.
I think it was his third year. No, it was his fourth year. This is his fifth. I'm not sure because I didn't follow Maryland that closely when he first started.
But they're starting to become relevant again.
Oh yeah.
And the fans can kind of remember 2003 when both the ladies and the men's won the NCAA title. Now that's not going to happen. But here's something Kansas doesn't have on Maryland. Maryland is hungry.
Yes.
Maryland's men's team had to watch the Lady Terrapins lose to the Huskies last night, 2 nights ago. Now, I guarantee you, Turgeon has the boys ready, and plus this is Mello's moment. This is Mello's moment, to not only impress the NBA scouts, but to also give back to the fans who dissed him, like when they played against West Virginia, all the people who accused him of rape and everything. This is now his time to put all the naysayers to bed, to sleep, to end it all.
Now, what about the seniors? What about the Jake Laymans, the Rashid Suleimans? Do you think that with them thinking that this is going to be one of their last games, do you think they're going to take unnecessary shots and potentially harm the team? Or do you think they're going to stick to the game plan and have that self-control?
that's a double-edged sword. Now, I think it's possible that they may take opening shots, but I think Suwon has bought in to the Terrapin strategy, to the game plan. Same with Jay Carter, and I think everyone's going to be cooking on all cylinders tonight.
All right, so final predictions. You have Maryland winning in double overtime?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I have them winning 69-71 in a single overtime. Now, let's move on to the other sports. John, has the Cavaliers played, or is that tonight?
Hold on, let me check.
Okay. Now, I was on a sports article today saying that the Redskins are trying to get, I believe it was 16 draft picks. They have 8, so that means that they're trying to double it. If that's the case, I'm a little worried that they're going to be extremely low picks.
NBA plays tomorrow.
Okay. Now, who are they playing?
Let me find out. And I'm on the ESPN app. I mean, be over there. Hold on. Okay, let's go back. No one played Wednesday. Okay, Friday. We got Iowa State.
Ooh.
We got another Cinderella story in Iowa State.
Yeah, I think that's not even going to be close. I think you're just...
We're going to easily crush.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, did you hear about Scott McAuliffe trying to get 8 or 16 draft picks out of the 8 he has?
Oh, yes. With Scott McCloughan, yes. Yes, I have. And everything to do is Scott. We'll see what he does. Now, I was actually texting you throughout the day earlier, and for all of our DC fans who are wrestling fans, Robert Griffin III is no longer a free agent. He signed a 2-year deal with the Cleveland Browns. Me personally, I don't know how you feel about Robert Griffin, but I wish him the best of luck. Even though I can say that even though he's named the starter, I don't think he's going to do well unless he buys into Coach Hugh Jackson's system.
Yeah, and to me, he's not.
And if he doesn't, go ahead.
To me, he's not disciplined enough. To me, he's just going to keep wanting to run, even when there's a deep ball opportunity. But that's just me. I know maybe this past season there was a couple incidences at practice or something where maybe he did make the right move, but to me, I think he's just not disciplined enough.
I mean, now, let me ask you a question. Had he not gotten a concussion, and maybe if he changed his attitude and he put his teammates first, would he still be a Redskin?
Well, that's a tough one. Yes, and I'm gonna say that just because of his ability, and if he put aside his mentality and he focused on the team and not himself, he'd definitely still be a Redskins, and he'd probably honestly be the starter. But that's really tough to tell.
Now, there's also a report that came out late this afternoon, about an hour ago. Scott McCloughan said that the Redskins are closing in on a deal with Kirk Cousins.
All right.
So lock him out long term. Now, there has been rumors. The rough number from what I've heard was 4 years, $21 million is what I read.
To me, I think that's a little too much.
I think it's standard because look at the quarterbacks now. Okay, look. Philip Rivers makes about $30 million. Roethlisberger, Eli, Peyton, and Brady make about $60 million.
Yeah.
Blake Bortles makes about $19 million, 20-ish.
Yeah.
Sam Bradford just got paid $11 almost $90 million, and he's a quarterback who's never won a playoff game. I think $21 million over 4 years is fine. I mean, it gives him something to work on, but also put some incentives in there to make him work for it.
To me, I'd say maybe give him a 1-year deal just to make sure that he's going to stay at this level. But again, that's just me.
I mean, I like your approach too, but they have until July 1st. They have sometime in July to work out the deal, or else he's back to being a free agent.
Yeah.
So this is why they're trying to get things done. Yeah. I was also reading Todd McShay's drafts for the Redskins, and in the first round, they actually get Baylor's defensive end. He's not a defensive end, he's a defensive tackle. I forget his name, but in the second round, they get Michael Thomas out of Ohio State. Now, I've watched Michael Thomas. He's a speedster. He's 6'6". He's about the same height as he's a 6'6" when he's 6'3" or 6'4".
Okay.
He ran a 4.25 at the combine.
All right.
Which is pretty decent. But the reason the Redskins are so high on him, according to Todd McShay, is because of his ball handling skills.
Yeah.
And Scott McCloughan is also secretly intent on signing Vernon Davis. Now, wouldn't that be fitting?
That would be. Hometown kid.
I mean, because he's more of a blocking tight end, and I still think he can play because he wasn't injured this past season at all.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the other sport. Also, another good game to watch tonight. Wisconsin, Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
Miami and Villanova.
Yeah, those are going to be good games. Now, the thing to me, in the DC sports, is kind of slow right now because the Capitals, they're in playoff mode, or they're in cruise control. Barry Trotz just took the team curling. So what does that tell you? They're relaxed, they're having fun, they're ready to go. So, I mean...
Exactly. Now they're actually gearing up for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. And if they start resting players, I'm not going to be surprised. Now, although...
I wouldn't blame him. Also, he knows the lineups better than anyone else.
Yeah.
The only player I would not put on rest would be Brandon Holtby.
Yeah, especially as a goalie, you have to keep working.
So, and I feel sorry for all of the NHL. I feel sorry for anyone in the East who has to face them at home.
Yeah.
Because unlike last year, they didn't have home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Exactly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the LA Kings had home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
I think so. I think it was the Kings or...
And the Blackhawks, one of the two.
Yeah, it was one of the two.
So, home field advantage always helps out. Plus, with the way that they're playing, this Cavs team can beat any team in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
They're pretty much damn near unbeatable.
Especially 7 in a row, or 4, or in a 7-game series.
Exactly. So, if I had to pick a MVP player to name for the Hart Trophy winner, which is basically the MVP, I believe.
Yeah.
It would have to be TJ Oshie.
Yeah. Or the 6th Man of the Year award, if they have that for hockey. Definitely deserving of that.
Now, maybe the MVP is a toss-up between Ernest and his fellow Ovechkin, but But me personally, I would rather see Brandon Heavy be in MVP.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get the best goalie of the year. I'm not sure which trophy that is, but I mean, it's unreal the way he's playing.
Now, have you heard anything more about the DC Arena football team?
No, I was actually trying to look into it this morning, but I couldn't find an article before I had to work, so it'll be interesting for sure, and it'll be definitely a breath of fresh air.
Exactly. Now, also, the Wizards lost last night.
Now, do you discredit them from the playoffs? You think it's over for them? I think it is.
I think it's pretty much over. It's pretty much done deal at this point, unless Detroit just starts losing all of a sudden.
And then, I mean, they have to go on a winning streak. I mean, they just got off a winning streak, but you have to beat the players in your own conference or in your own division.
Now the good thing is that Detroit, they have to play. They have a 4-game stretch coming up where they have to play Miami, Cleveland, the Knicks, and the 76ers.
They'll go 2-2, which means the Wizards have to go 4-0 at least.
Exactly, in order to clinch that final playoff spot.
And again, to me, they don't have the personnel this year or the willpower to do anything in the playoffs. So honestly, it's not going to be a surprise if they don't make it, or if they do make it, just get clean swept.
But I also think this is the final year of Randy Whitman.
Yeah.
Good try for him. I mean, I think he's a good coach, but I don't think he's the right fit for Washington.
Yeah. Which that brings up another question. Do we really want another coach in DC, or should we stick with the one we have? That is a tough question.
Exactly. Do you want to, get Randy Whitman, or will you give him one more year? Because to be honest, he got them to the playoffs last year, which is more than anyone expected him to.
The last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been in the playoffs back-to-back years. I mean, of course you're going to fall off.
Yeah.
I mean, because you need more players. Now, there's a rumor that they may get Ben Simmons.
I don't know if I want Ben Simmons, though. That's the thing.
There was also talks about them trading for Jeremy Lin. Now Lin has sort of revived Lin's sanity in Charlotte because he has Charlotte in playoff position. He has helped them almost actually secure a playoff in the East. So,
It'll be
your
interesting.
opinion?
To me, Lin's overrated, but again, I haven't seen much of what he's done since the whole insanity took over the NBA, and then I noticed he fell off extremely bad. But he may have gotten his stuff fixed and, become a better player. But I don't really care too much about the NBA just because college basketball is way better in my opinion.
Yes, it is. I would rather watch UVA or Maryland over LeBron James and his Cavaliers, which are imploding at this point in time. Me personally, LeBron. I don't know LeBron personally, but I know Michael Jordan would have never behaved like this.
Yeah, it's selfish, it's self-centered, and it's a joke. It's disgracing the NBA in my opinion.
Me personally, I thought he had matured when he was in Miami, and then last year when they made it back to the finals, I was like, okay, hey, maybe this is new LeBron. Maybe he put the team first.
Yeah.
That's not the case. I also think people have finally started to figure out how to beat Steph Curry. I think Greg Popovich has figured it out.
But do you think he's figured it out for 4 games? I don't know.
Exactly.
To me, I think the Warriors are a lock for the championship. If they lose, it would definitely be to San Antonio. No one on the East can mess with them. It's not possible. The East is cruise control for any West team.
I know.
Ugh.
go on rambling. Also, the Washington Nationals, their spring training is winding down. So are the Orioles. The Orioles have had a tumultuous spring training, starting off 0-9, and then kind of riding the ship again. There are hardly people seeing Bucks Showalter or retire after this year, and we'll see what happens. But the big news in baseball, which has dominated baseball throughout today and yesterday, was Alex Rodriguez coming out and saying, after the 2017's over, I'm retired. That's basically when his contract's done.
Yeah, and he said when his current contract is over, that is when it'll end. And I mean, good for him. But his legacy is not going to be it's not going to mean anything to me. He's a cheater. Or
Exactly.
it was A-Rod, right? That was the cheater.
Also, I mean, if you really need, stick a needle in you full of testosterone and other types of bullshit just to be
Relevant, because he wasn't great. He was relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's not hard to. Well, I'm not going to say that because I obviously am not coordinated enough to do professional baseball, but if you're a cheater, you should just be banned for life. Like, I don't understand why that's so hard. If they're cheating, ban them. It makes the sport look bad. Baseball's notorious for cheaters.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. If A-Rod, Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, and Roger Clemens should all be banned, I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Now, did Pete Rose do anything illegal?
Yes, he gambled.
On his own games?
Yes, he
Oh, no. He shouldn't be in the...
He gambled on them winning the World Series back in the 80s.
Okay. On them winning?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that, but if he gambled them losing and played like shit, I would have a problem with that. I would have a horrendous problem with that.
You should ask your dad about Pete Rose, by the way. Everybody, Derek Husk's dad is Steve Husk. He's an amazing writer. You should check out his books when you get a chance. I believe he has his own website. Sorry for the small plug. I kind of had to do that for your dad.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.